In today's episode, we're going to talk about Reiki with Josh Bickers. This person right here, this human, is the one who actually teach me my first level Reiki. I'm a newbie in here, and he is the one who allowed me to give me the knowledge. So you are, for me, the best to describe what's Reiki.
So Reiki is it is a form of healing, energy healing that originated. Mikao Yasui. He was a scholar. He was learning. He was trying to figure out the meaning of life, basically. Excuse me. He went up onto a mountain. He was fasting for days and days, and this is a short version of the story. He was fasting for days and days, and he was meditating, and he had this energy come down into his body, and in that moment, he felt like he could heal anything, and he could heal with his hands. He felt healed. He felt really good. So he took off running down the mountain to tell everyone. And going down the mountain, he scraped his foot. And as he scraped his foot, he put his hands over it and he started to see his foot heal. So fast forward a little bit, he went into town. He ended up telling everybody. He started to teach people. He healed many people with just placing his hands on them. As he taught different people, they then started to come up with the foundation of Reiki. And he ended up teaching around like 20 or so people to the master level. And then his tradition went on. And then there was a naval officer, Chijiro, and he ended up bringing or making the Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3, and that kind of stuff. And then it got brought over to this side of the world, and now Reiki is what it is today. The act of Reiki is we're utilizing our body to act as a conduit to channel energy into a person. And that energy is God source energy or universal energy or just whatever energy vibes with you, but it's Reiki energy. It is a high vibrational energy. And when we bring that energy in, it goes through our head, down through our heart, and then it goes out through our hands. And when it enters into a person's body, it's reminding that person's body of God's source energy. It's saying, hey, this is the vibration that you need to be at. Let's raise that frequency. So let's just say someone has a tumor or someone has some negative energy within them. When you place your hands over that and you're channeling that direct high frequency energy, it breaks that low density energy up or that low frequency energy up and allows for the body to heal. So when it comes to Reiki, you can heal many different things such as anxiety, lack of sleep, depression, pain in the body. You can help heal cuts. You can help sicknesses get better quicker.
I'm trying to seeing everything what you said, that I love it, that I totally bought it, right? But I'm trying to see this out of the eyes of someone that doesn't know anything. How did this work? Is this something that you can perform and do? Like, I do Reiki to you, you're gonna get better, or this is something that the patient also or the person has to believe,
yeah,
and utilize. In this case, if you're doing Reiki to me, I have to believe that I'm gonna get cured every time that I go to see you, and you are just a channel. You channelizing energy and passing through, right?
Basically, to speak on what you were just talking about, the person does have to be open and willing for the energy to do its best capability. Basically, it needs to be able to go through the body and go where it needs to go. So when we place our hands on someone and we're sending energy, that person's body is doing whatever it needs to do with that energy. So it is opening up and bringing that energy in wherever it needs to go. The more open the person is, the better. And we can also look at the like the placebo effect. So the placebo effect, for anybody that doesn't know, is when they take people into a room and they all have the same issue. So they give them pills. Some of the pills actually are for the issue. Some of them are just sugar pills, and they don't know which one is which. So they study who was healed and who was not healed. And many people that took the sugar pill they heal from the issue that's going on. So
because they believe that that pill will cure it.
and by believing, they're opening up their body to healing. So when you get told you have this issue, a lot of the times we identify with that issue and we're like, oh no, I have this. And you don't allow that healing because you just believe it's there. But when they're given that pill, they then say, I have the answer now and I can heal. And they give their body permission to heal. So they themselves bring in energy and they heal themselves. But what I'm getting at with that is when we place our hands on someone, they're bringing that energy in. And the more open and the more excited they get about it, the better it's going to flow and the more it's going to do for the body. And with that being said, though, everyone on earth can heal with their hands. You know, that's one of the first things that we think to do when we hurt ourselves. You know, you hit your knee and the first thing you want to do is grab it and just hold your hands on it. And it's why do we want to do that? And it's because we're naturally sending energy in. When we get attuned to Reiki, the belief and the thought process with that is we are getting attuned to the lineage of Reiki. So we're getting attuned to that Reiki energy that has been utilized for a long, long time now. And we are channeling that. We're opening up you or I as a channel to be able to flow that Reiki much easier and better. So the time frame of how long it takes to heal. So the example with Usui is one of those that some people may hear and they're like, hey, okay, he healed it real quick. And then other people will be like, whoa, you know, that's amazing. Me, myself, I tend to think, yeah, okay, you know, that's kind of, you know, sounds like it was to make the story sound better or something. But I've been doing Reiki for about 11 years now. And the amount of stuff that I've seen it help is just, you couldn't tell me that it's not real. But with that being said, things aren't instant like that, at least with a cut. With a cut, you can heal it or speed up the healing with it. So we speed up the healing process. We put our hands on it, that energy goes in, and it starts to facilitate that healing. When we look at things like carpal tunnel, I literally just had someone yesterday on my table, and I did a session on them, and I worked on their carpal tunnel, and they got up and they started moving their hands, and they were like, oh my gosh, it doesn't hurt anymore. You know, it's crazy. So that's an instant thing that can happen. But that's because we're releasing that stagnant energy or whatever's built up in there. But there are things that do take time, like tumors and things like that. Cancer, there's two things I want to say about this. Is the first is with a tumor or something of that nature. If someone has something like that, they need aggressive treatment. So they would need to come in almost every day for a couple of weeks to have energy sent to that for at least 15 minutes or so to just continue to break that up. And they'll see great results with that. The other thing that I want to mention is there is a stigma, there is a thing out there that people say that you shouldn't do Reiki on someone that is receiving chemotherapy because they say that the Reiki will kill the chemo in the body. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh, you know, there might be something there. But when we are sending energy, your body is doing what is needed, or it's taking what is needed from that energy. So if your body needs that chemo to fight off whatever, it's going to use that. If it doesn't, then yeah, it might kill it off or whatever and use the energy, but it's not, you're getting what is best for you, and it's going to do what is highest and best for you and in your best interest, basically. So did I answer all the things that you said?
I mean, yes, you did. Me as a, if I step on the shoes of a viewer, I'm still in the verge of like, I'm not convinced on this because it's still like, it's still, I mean, like, it's something that I have to believe. Like I have to press, like, if I get a cut I mean, of course, I have to believe that if I grab a band-aid and I put on top of it, it's gonna help me to heal my cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to believe that thing. But it's so established in society that it's easier for everybody to believe that if you get a cut in your finger, on your finger, you just put a band-aid on it and that will help you to heal.
Mm-hmm.
How can we spread, and how can we show, or what can we do, or what can we do in order to show how Reiki works the same way than the Band-Aid and even deeper and stronger?
So, I mean, I think one of the most important things that we can do is so let's just put ourselves in the Reiki practitioner's shoes. I think one of the most important things to do is try not to be super hippy dippy and try to just be a normal guy or a normal girl or whatever.
Yep.
And we want I think normalizing it and helping people understand that it is something that can be utilized. And the only way anybody's going to there's going to be people that have their mind already made up and they're saying, Reiki's just full of crap. I mean, I have an ad on Facebook that I've been running for a year now, and I have to delete comments at least once a week because people are calling me a devil worshiper, or they're saying that it's all fake or whatever. But aside from that, there's people that are commenting saying, I absolutely love Reiki. It's amazing. But I think until you experience it, you're not going to be a full believer. And I think that it would benefit everyone to go and find a free Reiki share circle or something in your community where you can go and receive free Reiki. Or if you want to pay for a session, find someone that does Reiki and do it. Or better yet, just start to try to heal yourself and start to visualize energy coming in the top of your head and just moving out of your hands, and try to heal different parts of your body and see what happens. But I think at the end of the day, no one is going to fully believe until they experience it. And then once you experience it, you become a believer, or you at least know there's something that happened and you don't know what it was. And you can kind of dive into that. And along with that, just doing research and looking at testimonials or looking at different people that talk about it. Because unfortunately, in this world, we have so many different, well, I guess it's not unfortunate. It's fortunate because it's awesome that we have so many different types of people. But Reiki can often be represented as this like woo-woo kind of thing that isn't, it's just taboo basically. But there's much research out there. There's many studies that have been done with Reiki that show that it is very effective. And I think just doing research, getting, experiencing it is the only way that anybody can really say for certain if it's real or not. Yeah.
That was awesome. That was a good one. So if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe. And I would like to hear, like the same way that you guys are listening to me or listening to Josh, I would like to hear your story. If you know about Reiki, if you have something to add to what we're talking in here, and if you don't know anything, if you want to ask questions, please do it in the comments or send us messages. I'm going to put all Josh information. Josh has a center.
Yeah, so I have a center in Cincinnati, Ohio. I have about 9 different practitioners at that center, so much to choose from there. I am a Reiki master, spiritual teacher, and I do a lot, sound healing, things like that. You can find more information on me at the Center for Healing and Integration.com, and you can find me on Facebook at the Center for Healing and Integration. And I do private sessions, I do group sessions, and I have a lot to teach. And I also have a YouTube channel, which is the Center for Healing and Integration. So feel free to check me out on any of that.
That's awesome. And more important, he's not like a woohoo, wishy-washy. He's a regular human being. He's a real estate agent. He has kids, go to practice. Like that, you drive a car, you don't fly around with your carpet and stuff like that. Yes. So it's like, and this is, it's awesome because it's like anyone can benefit of this, and I really wish more people will be capable to understand and see and feel and believe on what we talking right now. Thank you so much, Josh. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. See ya next episode.